Carolina lawmakers return to Columbia next week to tackle a plethora of issues, from infrastructure to education. Today, I talk one-on-one with South Carolina House Representative Gary Brewer of House District 114, Charleston and Dorchester counties, for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook.
State Representative Gary Brewer, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Been looking forward to this for some time.
Oh, I appreciate it greatly. I wanted to bring you on Quintin's Close-Ups because there's so much to talk about in regards, obviously, to House District 114 and the rest of the state of South Carolina, obviously. So let me begin, State Representative in House District 114. How do you make South Carolina House District 114 competitive today so that you can make South Carolina better tomorrow?
Right. So everything with House District 114 is a small part of our state, but it has representation that mirrors a lot of our state. Right. So we have a lot of green space, we have a lot of urban area, and we have a lot of area that will be growing. It's imperative to me and imperative to everybody in our legislature that's growth minded and also that wants to make sure we take care of those here, to make sure that we continue to focus on the quality of life for South Carolinians and continue to focus on the quality of life for the people in House District 114. And one of those for me, and one of those that I've heard overwhelmingly, is to make sure that we get our infrastructure to where it needs to be. So people aren't spending, I make the joke, it takes an hour to get to Charleston from Charleston. And we want to make sure that we continue to move the needle and making sure that we have the quality infrastructure so people can get home to their children from work, so people can get safely places when they're moving around Charleston. And that's been my number one focus, is to focus on our quality of life, to continue to make sure we take care of our green spaces, make sure that we keep our rivers what they need to be, but then also make sure that we have the ability to get the road construction done that we need in our area so people can move the way they need to move around Charleston.
So let me ask you this, State Representative, what are the current infrastructure projects in your district?
Right. So right now, currently, the county has a good amount of work going right now with the Glenn McConnell Parkway in Charleston. And then on the other end of things, Dorchester's been focusing on doing some safety widening on Highway 61 and Highway 17A. I'll tell you this, the Oak Brook area of Summerville, we've got to figure out a way to get through there. You can't get through there without sitting in traffic for a while. And I know, along with Representative Murphy and I, we're looking at opportunities with the county, Dorchester County, and opportunities with the state, maybe possibly the State Infrastructure Bank, to improve that area so we can move people down Dorchester Road better.
Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this, Dan. I'll get back to what you said earlier, but what are the last figures of population for District 114?
Total population, that's a great District 114. Every House district has somewhere on average around 43 to 45,000 people in it, right? That's just the way it's set up. But with 9,000 homes permitted in my district alone right now, that's going to take a substantial leap forward here in the very near future. And that's just what we have to deal with when you're living in the greatest place, in the greatest spot, in the greatest country, right? So we're going to have to deal with that growth, and we will. The local groups have to deal with zoning. The local county and municipalities have to deal with the zoning issues. And our job as the legislature is make sure we put the infrastructure there for them to be able to travel around safely and conveniently.
So let me ask you this, Mr. Brewer, how can you actually grow 114 with smart growth?
Well, again, that takes cooperation between myself and the state legislature, the county and county councils, and the municipalities, Somerville and Charleston City, in that area. And it's, they have to have the right zoning in place. We can't affect that from the state legislature. The counties have to have the right zoning in place, and we can't affect that from the state legislature. But we can work with them when they get things right to make sure that we help attract businesses where they need to be attracted, and make sure that we take care of the citizens when they build homes and residences in the area.
So how many homes are being built right now in House District 114?
Right now, again, there's 9,000 permits for homes. I don't know exactly how many are under construction. I'd say that would take probably a long time to build 9,000 homes, I hope. But, there is 9,000 homes permitted in that district. So we'll have to see how that shakes out and how quick those builders get those up.
Well, let me ask you this, Dan. You talk about those new businesses, state representative. So what businesses are you attracting to the area right now?
Well, when it comes to our school funding, we need to make sure that we're looking at industry. There's always going to be the ancillary commercial projects that you see going on. You're going to see your grocery stores pop up where residences are. You're going to see your restaurants pop up where residents are. That's something that just follows the people, right? But we have to focus on getting industry in our area and industry in our district in the right areas, so that way we can help pay for our schools. In South Carolina, because of Act 388, that's what we have to have. So at the end of the day, if we want to focus on making sure we can pay our teachers more and making sure we can reduce class sizes, the state legislature and our partners at the county and city level need to make sure we're focused on putting industry in our area, that we can help get that tax money to take care of that.
So what is your current tax base in 114?
Right now it's residential. We're a very strong residential area, but we have a lot of growth areas out in the Dorchester County area that we could possibly look at putting some industry in. And again, that also helps traffic because it has them going the opposite way and not everybody going down into Charleston. So we have to, if there's an opportunity comes along, and it's got to be the right opportunity for the area, can't be something that's just coming in to take advantage of any incentives that may be out there. We have to find the right opportunity at the right time and put it in the right place.
Where can you put this industry in the right place in 114?
Hopefully, right now in the upper Dorchester County area, the upper part of my district, is the place with the logical spot to put it. Charleston County is pretty built out in my district down there, and it's be hard to locate any type of manufacturing or any type of true industry down there. But if they want to move there, we'll help them try to find a spot. That's for sure.
And I'm beating a dead horse, state representative, but what incentives would you want these people to bring to your district?
Well, the incentives that they would bring to the district would be employment, number one, quality employment, high wages would be something that we'd be looking for. Two, that they would be good stewards of District 114. District 114 is known not just for its residency, but for the beautiful plantation district, and making sure that they're contributing to that and contributing to the areas around them. We're looking for groups to come in that want to be a partner to the people that are here and the people that live in House District 114.
So let me ask you this, Dan, State Representative. What is the typical wage for people living in your district right now?
That would be a great question. I wish I was the economist to be able to answer that for you, Quintin, but I don't know that one. Okay. I'll have to research that till you get you the typical wage for that.
Sure. No worries at all. So you talk about obviously those jobs coming in. So how many more people do you expect? And I know Charleston's built out and Dorchester's probably going to get there eventually. But how many more people do you expect to move into that area in the next 5 to 10 years?
I mean, Quentin, we live in the hottest place on the planet right now. We really do, and it's because of the people that have been here, right? The people that have been here have made a wonderful home, and we have some wonderful school districts, and we have some great people that want to work together. I couldn't begin to tell you the number, but I can tell you right now, I believe the chamber says we got about 45 people a day that move to the area, and we lose about 12 that are moving out of the Charleston Tri-County area. That's a lot of folks moving in. And I don't know that anybody's hanging a sign anywhere that says, please move to Charleston, South Carolina. I just think that they want to be here. We stayed open during COVID. That was huge for everybody. We didn't shut down every day. We didn't shut down everything. Kids continued to go to school. And that's a big deal. We have great school districts. We have a great municipalities. We're lucky right now. I tell you, I'm excited about people wanting to move here because you see what's getting ready to happen in our town right now. We have William Cogswell in Charleston who's going to do phenomenal things for the city of Charleston. We have Reggie Burgess in North Charleston that's going to continue to move North Charleston forward. And I look forward to seeing my good friend Russ Touchberry in Somerville and seeing what that he's going to do in Somerville, because as you know, Somerville's home and Somerville's my heart, and it's in good hands right now moving forward.
Yes, sir. And I just spoke with Reggie Burgess, the Mayor Burgess now, last week for Quintin's close-ups before he got sworn in on Tuesday. And I'll have Russ Touchberry on Quintin's close-ups next week.
That's great.
Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely. But I'm beating a dead horse again, State Representative. But with all these people moving in, what additional infrastructure resources do you actually need?
Well, we got to figure out a way to move people around, right? So, I'm going to tell you one of the things I hear about constantly is the bridge on Highway 61 over the railroad tracks. That bridge was built in 1936. And unfortunately, the way our DOT works, our State Department of Transportation, is they don't look at the functionality of roads and bridges. They look at whether or not it's structurally sound. And with that bridge being built in 1936, it's still structurally sound. Well, it's not functional. We can't get people across that bridge safely. We can't move Charleston's traffic through their safety. We have 22,500 cars a day that go over that bridge, and I'm worried about it, every single one of them that go across there. I've seen too many wrecks at the bottom of it, seen too many wrecks on top of it. As well as we got the Church Creek area, where the Church Creek Bridge is, that's just further up from that railroad bridge. That's a narrow bridge as well, and it possibly could be hurting some of our flooding areas. There's studies that say that. So we've got it under study right now, working with the Council of Governments, and we're going to work on making sure we study that area and look at possibly using some local money and some state money and try to improve those two areas to move people up 61 better. I look forward to Glenn McConnell continue to be in Wyden. I can't wait for that to open. We've got a great local company working over there. Banks Construction's doing a phenomenal job in getting that job and moving forward. We're looking forward to that being opening. But again, we've got to focus on the Oak Brook area and the Dorchester Road area as well. That's a big area for our people in Kings Grant and Cedar Grove that are in House District 114, and moving them out towards Knightsville. The Ponds area, I tell you, the Ponds area over off of Highway 17A, that's a major subdivision that's in the district, and we've got to make sure they can continue to safely get in and out of their neighborhood, as well as maybe have another option to be able to get in and out of their neighborhood.
Oh man, I wish I could continue this, but guess what? Jordan Pace has an interview with me at 10:45.
Will you tell Jordan that I thank him for saving me from the pressing questions that you've been throwing at me?
Well, I appreciate it, and I thank you for allowing me to do that in a respectful way. And I hope to get you back on Quintin's Close-Ups in the spring to talk about what you have accomplished in the State House so far. But for now, State Representative Gary Brewer Jr., thank you for your time. And again, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you, Quintin. I appreciate you having me. Have a wonderful day.
Likewise.